Okay. So hello and welcome. Happy June. It has, I don't know, last month went so quickly. So I'm glad we made it. Thanks for being here. This is our Lewistown Substitute Town Hall. We have we're going to be doing some of these town halls across Montana, but want to get really specific for each community. So that's why we're just focusing on Lewistown, though the information is transferable besides our lovely subs because they're just in Lewistown. So tonight we'll go over, I have an agenda. Let me just go to that as opposed to telling you everything. So we're going to do some introductions. I'll talk a little bit about Raise Montana, just overall and some of the services we have, as well as the substitute pool. And again, give a high level, and anytime folks have questions, definitely speak up. Then we're going to meet our Lewistown subs. We have Jane with us, who will share a little bit, and then we have everyone else's bios too. So we'll learn about them. We'll talk a little bit about how to sign up to access subs, as well as other ways to support the substitute pool, and then we'll end with questions. That's the game plan. Sound good? Okay, awesome. So this is our team. Like I said, I'm Susie. I'm the shared services coordinator. The substitute pool is one of the shared services we offer. Melissa couldn't be with us tonight. She is the main substitute person. She's our substitute specialist. So she works directly with the programs and all the awesome subs, getting people onboarded, making sure everything works. So she's very busy. And then we have Charisse. Do you want to introduce yourself since you're here?
Yes, hi, thank you. So I'm with Family Connections, so it's the child care resource and referral. And we've just been a big part of supporting the substitute pool. We're eager to promote it, help providers get signed up for it. It doesn't take very much time. So, reach out, or, I'll also reach out to you. If you have any questions, we're always happy to answer that. And we just love to, meet whatever need we can. Thanks, Susie.
Yeah, thanks, Charisse. And then Tammy. Tammy is technically our Region 6 person, but lots of you already know Tammy, so we just wanted to include her. So this is your substitute service team. We definitely want to support you, like Charisse said, with questions, accessing the service. If you have, questions once you're doing it, anything like that, reach out anytime. So we'll keep rolling. Next, we're going to go just kind of an overview of Raise Montana. Nope, we're going to do introductions and then an overview. So we have a very small group, but I would love if you could say your name and then instead of program, what is your connection to the EC world? Let's say that, early childhood world, and then describe your May in 3 words. I was going to be super prepared and have it all start with the same letter and have some alliteration, and it just did not happen, but I'll start and then I'll pass it. So my name is Susie, Shared Services Coordinator at Raise, and my May was wild, fast. Ooh, this is like cheating, but like lilac filled. I loved all the smell of lilacs. So that's my 3 words. I'll pass it to Charisse and then Jane after.
Yes, I've been a great opener. Let's see. May has been, I think, really beautiful. We've had a nice spring, I feel like. It has been, of course, really busy because spring is just like that. There's always so much to do. And I'll agree with you. I think we've been with wild as well. And we've been able to enjoy just being outside quite a bit. So yeah, go ahead, Jane.
Yep, so my name is Jane, and my May has been travel because I was traveling out to Montana. Family because I go to school in Virginia, and then I'm out here for the summers, so definitely see my family. And then kind of, I guess, like school/summer because I was finishing up all of my finals and stuff at the beginning of May. So that was kind of how my May started, but it's ending now with like actual summer break, which is nice.
Nice. Yeah. Get all of that school stuff out of your head. Just enjoy the Montana summer. Thanks, Jane. Jennifer, do you mind closing us out?
Sure. My name is Jennifer Fow, and I am the director of the Central Montana Child Care Alliance. And my May was magical, busy, and celebratory.
Oh, that's great. You even got an M word in there that matched May. So yay.
You have to tell us why, though, it was magical.
Yeah.
Because we spent the first week at Disneyland celebrating my son's 9th birthday.
Oh, fun. That is
Yeah,
cool. Happy belated birthday to your son. So
thank you.
okay, cool. Well, thanks for taking that minute to ground us and get to know each other. So now we're going to talk about what Raise does. So Raise Montana, I'm not going to go through all of our mission here, but we have kind of two pools of work. One is we support all of the childcare resource and referral agencies across Montana. So there's 7 regions, 6 different nonprofits, and we're not a managing nonprofit. We just work together with them to support childcare providers and families. So that's a lot of the work we do, and that's why Charisse and Family Connections has been such a big part of this with Raise. We had that partnership in the pilot. And then the other kind of part of the work we do is a lot of shared services. So that's where the substitute pool comes in. But the whole idea of shared services is to support providers in saving time, money, and increasing job satisfaction. So we take things off their plate like payroll, or add things to their plate like connecting with each other and fun stuff like that. So that's our overall mission, is just to support childcare providers, as well as our member agencies of all the R&Rs. So I think most of you have probably seen our website, but I'll still put it in chat just in case. There's going to be a lot of link dumping in the chat. So, and then, yeah, just a quick overview of shared services. Like I said, it's really based in that relationship building. And so you can see we have a host of free services, some with fees, including the substitute pool, and then ways to get involved. And like I said before, really the heart of it is just that community connection and increasing childcare providers' overall well-being, because childcare providers do so much and have so much on their plates that if we can support those plates and make those plates even better, I was going to say taste better, but that sounds weird. If we can make those plates even prettier, then that's what we're going to do. So we won't focus on any of these other shared services tonight, but we'll just stick with substitute service. But I think sometimes it's helpful to kind of see where this is sitting within the whole scheme of things. So to get us started, instead of hearing me explain what the substitute pool is, we get to watch this cute 1-minute video, lots of animation. It's going to give us an overview, and then we'll go a little deeper after that. But if there's any issues with the sound, definitely let me know.
As a child care program, you know how important quality early care and education are for Montana's children. Of your many responsibilities, finding and screening substitute staff often feels nearly impossible. Times have changed, and finding quality staff members can be a challenge. You spend time and hard-earned money on recruitment, only to either not have reliable staff or get left in a bind when you are short-staffed at 5:30 a.m. Other businesses use temp agencies to fill vacancies. Why can't you? Child Care Connect Montana is a substitute staffing service organized by Raise Montana. We connect fully trained and qualified substitute staff with child care programs. We want to provide you with easy access to the substitute staff that you need. Take comfort in knowing you will have the support of the substitute coordinator, who is always available and ready to guide you in assessing the qualified substitute staff you require. Visit raisemt.org to contact the substitute coordinator today and learn more.
Okay, so that's a cute little overview video. But like I said, we'll go a little deeper. It always tries to play
As a child care program.
and anytime, Charisse, feel free to jump in if I'm missing points. So like it said, Raise Montana, what our job really is to support people in becoming certified caregivers with the state. So their background check, CPR, all of their orientation. And then, so we get them all trained up and supported. And then we have a pool of licensed childcare facilities. And we'll go into a little bit more of what kind of programs. So then the whole magic is to link them. None of the subs are Raise Montana employees or anything. It's really up to the program. Once they post the shift, they'll have substitutes apply, and whichever sub works best for them, they get to pick. So it's really up to that provider about when they post the shifts, who's going to take the shifts, and all those details. There's been some misinformation that we assign people or that this program is mandatory, but it's all voluntary, and it's just meant to be a service to support folks and staying open and not having to close right when a staff gets sick and you're out of ratio, or so you have some extra time to get paperwork done or have an extra set of hands when you go on a field trip. So that's really the goal of it. And so I'm going to put, again, I said there's going to be lots of links. This first one I'll put in is just a link to the substitute page on the Raise Montana site. And so again, really some of the secret sauce of this program, right, is that providers are able to post the shift online. It goes automatically out to all of the subs in their radius. And then the subs can apply or not. So it's really, really easy. We're trying to avoid those 5:30 a.m. call trees. I was going to call it a train, but instead of it being all online, it's a lot easier and faster for folks. Like I said, right, all the subs are fully trained. They're connected to Raise Montana's PB. So yeah, this graphic on the right just kind of, again, says what I said. We like to say things a few times to make sure it makes sense. So, right, directors post, all the subs are notified, and then the director gets to choose who's going to be best. Then when the sub arrives, we are asking them to have an orientation, an hour-long orientation, to make sure they know what's what, and then subs are put directly onto the program's payroll. Stop me anytime you have questions. Here are just some FAQs, and on that website I put in the chat is our full FAQs. We just pulled a couple out that are kind of the high level ones that everyone asks about. So the program right now is open to any and all state licensed childcare programs, either state or tribal license, as well as Head Starts. One caveat, so we are open to centers and group and family. One caveat, especially for our family providers, everyone needs it, but often our family providers aren't on payroll. So we are offering free payroll services to, my dog's squeaking down here, free payroll services to programs who are only using payroll for the substitute program. So we don't want it to have a lot of, we'll get into fees and all that. We don't want there to be as few barriers as possible to access it. So if a program doesn't have payroll but has regular subs, we'll still work with them, right? It just won't be free. But we do want to support especially family providers and getting subs so they get a break. I've been talking to a Missoula provider who hasn't gone to the doctor in 3 years with the pandemic and needs some staff to come support. So I touched on this already a little bit, but right, all of the subs are approved by licensing. They're all on the ECP registry, which isn't a requirement actually of the state, but we want our standards to be high with our subs. So they're all on the registry and have completed all of the necessary trainings. Programs, this is a question we get a lot. Programs do not need to have the sub's actual file paperwork at the facility. If licensing comes, we've talked to licensing many, many times. And so if programs just let them know that they're a substitute with Raise Montana, they know they can get in contact with us and we have all of the good paperwork. So again, trying to make it a little easier on providers so you all don't have to have like 1,000 folders for all of your subs. We'll keep rolling. So the costs, we talked about that briefly before, but at this point, there are placement fees, and basically what a placement fee is when you're posting a shift. So one placement equals one filled shift. If you post a shift and no one fills it, that's not going to count against you. And everyone gets 3 free placements to try it out. We are a nonprofit and by no means are trying to trap people in any long-term contracts or anything like that. So we want you to try it out first, see if it's going to work for you. And then after that, you can buy the package that makes the most sense. So that is another link I'm going to put in the chat. How we have it is that there are different placement packages. So folks can, often we see like centers wanting, often need more subs, right? So they are often doing the unlimited packages, which are for 3 months, 6 months, or a year. If you're a family program or a group program and you might not need a lot of subs, you can buy as little as 5 placements. Again, trying to make it super accessible. We do offer a sliding fee scale that everyone can apply to, and you can get from 25 to 75% off of your placement fees. So that can be another support in accessing it. Like I said before, right, all the substitutes are put on the program's payroll. So that covers their liability, right? We've talked to lots of liability in business or insurances, and you don't need a special liability plan if you're going to have a sub. Your regular one mandated by licensing will also cover the sub. One thing that I said earlier, but just want to stress, is that all of the subs are connected to Raise Montana's PV. So if they do have a licensing violation, that will come back on Raise, not on your program. Of course, we ask that the subs are supervised. If you're a family program, it is okay to leave a sub by themselves in your program. There just has to be some communication beforehand. Wages. So since everyone is put on payroll, what we do is we want it to be pretty flexible. Subs will have kind of their default wage, which we have worked with them to figure out what's going to be best for their region, for their experience level. And so when a sub applies, they will have a default wage. If the provider would like to pay more or less, that's okay too. There just needs to be some kind of paper trail. So at the end of the day, we know who's getting paid what, so we can support the subs. Okay. Any questions, comments? So next, I'm going to show you how to actually post a job, because again, we want this to be really, really easy. So I think seeing like what the process actually is for providers can be really useful. So this is just a screenshot, but don't get sick. I'm going to navigate to another screen. So this is our platform. It's called, it's still up there, called Childcare Matters. You guys see that okay? Is it kind of, here? Is that better? Okay. So I'll go to the beginning. So it's not the like fanciest of dashboards, but as a provider, what you would do is click jobs and then go over to add new job. Again, I don't know why this is so small. And then this is where you're going to put in all your information. So if you have multiple programs, right, you could switch programs there. Then you're going to put the date. Let's say it's for the 12th, hours, whatever works for you, right? And then one thing we like to show is this automatically accept applications. As childcare providers, you all are super, super busy. So it can be hard to be like, oh, I need to see if someone's taken my shift. So this will automatically accept someone who meets the requirements. You still get to like look at it afterwards, but sometimes that can be nice to at least accept someone to get them interested, and then you can review after. The other thing that we see a lot of use for is the allow partial day application. So we have a whole host of subs, but we have some subs who are students, so they work around their class schedule, or are parents, or have second jobs. So if you are able, partial shifts we're seeing get filled more often. So if a sub can only come from 8 to 2 or something like that, and again, you will talk with the sub to arrange that, but you can toggle that on or off. Same with the automatic applications. And then here in this job description is where you're just going to put information. We have a open shift in our infant room. You will be supporting, the lead teacher with circle time, probably not with infants, but with with this and that. Any information, right, that's gonna let that sub know a little bit more about what they're getting into, because as we'll hear in a little bit, we have subs with a wide range of experience. The other thing we'll have people put in here is the wage they're going to pay. So again, like I said, the subs will have a wage and the programs can put a wage up. And if there's discrepancies, right, there can be negotiation, but if there is no negotiation, then it goes to the substitute wage. And then contact information. We ask that providers, once they accept a substitute, that they then reach out and just confirm, right? Schedule when that 1 hour orientation is going to be, see if they have any questions, any things like that. Then that is, I'm not going to create it, but then you would create it and that would go out to all the subs in the area. And then folks, and then you can approve the subs that work and all of that. On here too, there's a timesheet for our clock in, clock out system for subs, which is really nice to keep track of how long they've worked. Clear? Any questions on childcare matters? Okay. We are in the process, Charisse knows, we used to have kind of a strange video that showed that whole process that didn't work super well. So I'm doing it manually now, but we are in the process of making a video, so I don't have to explain that each time. So you guys are my guinea pigs who had to sit through me doing that. Okay. So we've kind of done the overview of how the substitute service works, how as a provider folks would post, and now we want to get very specific and talk about our Lewistown subs. So currently we have 3 folks in Lewistown. Do you guys say Lewiston or Lewistown?
It's Lewistown. But
Okay.
I would just like to say that the show Yellowstone said Lewiston, and
Oh,
I'm totally
no.
offended.
Terrible. Okay.
But maybe it's for the best, because then maybe people won't know we're here, right? So.
I'll be like, where's that Lewiston? I can't find it.
Oh, they must be in Idaho. Yeah.
Okay, I'm from Missoula, so I just wanted to check that I wasn't like offending you guys throughout this whole thing. So yes, we'll talk about Lewistown. And so first, Jane, it's great that you're here because you're the first on our thing here. So this is Jane. I'll read her bio and then you can introduce yourself and say anything more you would love to say. But Jane is actively pursuing her bachelor's in special education, has experience working with children her whole life from activities such as babysitting, volunteer work, tutoring, and being an older sister. So take it away, Jane.
Thanks. Yeah, so like I said before, I live in Virginia, going to college there at James Madison University, and I'm getting my degree in special education. So but my family lives in Lewistown, so I come out every summers and Christmas time. So it's great being able to sub, 'cause, like turning on my availability and working as a sub is like really great for me, and it's gives me a lot of experience in a field I'm interested in, working with kids of all ages. But I really like, especially because my degree is K through 12, so it's really nice getting that extra time working with even younger kids, because I'm also an aunt, so I have 7 nieces and nephews, so I love working with really young kids, and it's really exciting that I also get to work with more little kids, so I'm not like around all the time. So that's I really like that this is an opportunity for me.
So thanks, Jane. Yes. If folks have questions for Jane, I think she'd be more than happy, but we'll keep moving. And then if things come to folks, let us all know. One of our other subs is Christy Jackson. They were born and raised in the Bitterroot and was lucky enough to marry her high school sweetheart of 25 years. It's cute. And raise our own children here. I have worked towards earning my bachelor's degree in early childhood education and is very close to graduating. And I've worked in early education facilities, birth to preschool, and for a while in an after-school program for the last 3 years, 2 of those which were in Washington. So Christy couldn't be with us tonight, but she is one of our dedicated Lewistown subs. And again, you can see, she has some experience in ECE, working in preschool and with little ones. So she's lovely. That's what I'll say. And then our last sub is Amber Dobbs. So Amber is newer, has less than 1 year of experience working with kids, and hopes to one day become a behavioral health professional and a wonderful adoptive parent. I want to make every child feel safe, comfortable, and happy in their environment. So that is Amber, who is also lovely. So you can see we have a wide range of folks' experience. At this point, we have the 3 in Lewistown. To be really, really honest, if we don't have programs, we can't keep our subs there. So we really want subs to sign up so Jane and all of these folks can have shifts this summer. So we will, at this point, we're not going to be growing more subs in the area because we don't have programs. But as soon as we have more programs, we'll keep growing and getting more subs. But it's hard on our existing subs if they don't have shifts. So encourage folks to sign up, and that this list will grow eventually, but want to be super transparent that at this point we're sticking with these 3 subs because they're awesome, and for Lewistown's size, I think that's a really good match for right now. So questions about, I can't answer anything about Amber or Christy, but anything Charisse or Jane you guys want to highlight about subs?
No, I thought you did a great job, Susie. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. So we are zipping through this. 4 people. Okay. Next step is how to sign up. Like I was saying, we really Raise Montana is dedicated to having this program in Lewistown, and we really want to support folks. And also, like we've said, it's an optional service. We do this because it was a project of this region and saying that we needed substitutes. And so working with Family Connections to the pilot, and now we're statewide. And so again, this is a supportive service that we do in order to help people stay open, to give you some extra hands, and to hopefully make your lives a little easier because you all have a lot going on. So how to actually sign up for programs who are interested? You could, I don't know if this will work on the recording, but you could scan this little scan me thing, and that would take you right to the form, which looks like this. And so basically how it works is we have a Google form. You fill out some information about your PV and your contact number. And because Lewistown, we have subs already, what's nice is you click I'm in Lewistown. And then that sends you directly into our orientation. And so for folks that, we don't have subs in their area yet, they aren't able to do orientation yet, but we've heard from you all, from providers, that doing an orientation online is a lot faster and easier than like me calling you and then you calling me back and doing all of that. So what it does is it'll kind of just guide you through the process. It'll show you what childcare matters looks like. That's where you're going to post shift. It's going to go over the contract you sign. It's going to go over, how often you're going to need subs, about payroll. So again, it's meant to be very, very quick and easy, but also thorough. And that any questions you have, it should be answered there. But if not, Melissa, me, anyone at Raise, Charisse, Tammy, all of us can answer your questions. And so once you fill that out, you're contacted by Melissa directly, and she'll, answer any questions you have, make sure you've signed the user agreement. And then from there, you are free to post your first 3 shifts for free. And then if you're like, yes, this is great, then after that, you can purchase placement packages. And if it's not for you, that's fine too. There is no contract or anything like that. The user agreement that I'm saying people sign is just really has information about, paying subs through payroll, about, how to cancel shifts and all that good stuff. So it's by no means binding contract. It's just our expectations of programs. So that's how folks sign up.
So Susie, let's say I sign up and I use my first 3 shifts and I like it, but I haven't gone to buy the package or anything yet. But then my opener calls in and I want one. Oh, now I have to pay right away at like 5:30 a.m. Could I just, quickly buy a package that quick and then say, once I've signed up, used my 3 free ones, how quick is it to implement additional, placements, I guess?
Yeah, great question. So not a secret, but you get 3 free placements, and then anyone, anytime can go -3 placements. So at 5:30 a.m., instead of having to purchase placements right then, you could post up to 3 shifts. And then, because we don't want anyone at 5:30 a.m. not to have people. But then, right, let's say you use 2 of them, but then like at 9 o'clock you purchase it that same day. It's not automatic. We would love if the technology talked to each other, but Raise Montana, Melissa will update your placement package that day. So it's not automatic, which would be lovely, but you can go -3 with your placements to help you in a bind. Does that answer it, Charisse? Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Could you give us an idea of what the package prices would be, or how they start, or
Of
what that
course.
looks like?
Let's just go to it, so I'm not just saying numbers at you. Okay, so we're going to go to Raise's website. Under shared services, you can find the substitute service. There's a few ways to get here, but I'm going to show you the quickest way. Quickest way is right here. Purchase placements. Come on, computer. Okay, so this has just some information, right? 1 placement equals 1 job, right? We'll get it updated within 24 hours. Usually it's much faster. We have questions, and then here's some information about that sliding fee scale that you can apply for. And so these first 3 are unlimited packages. So for 1 year, we'll just keep upping your placement packages. So you don't need to worry about it. So for 1 year, it is $550. If you're buying multiple year or multiple 6 months, there is an additional discount. I don't have those numbers off the top of my head. For 6 months unlimited, it's $280. 3 months unlimited, $150. So, and we're really seeing mostly just centers use that, who are posting. We have 1 center posting every single day, right? We all are needing staff right now. But then we're seeing, so then there's just 40 placements, which is 180, 20 placement, which is 75, 10 placements, which is 40, and 5 placements is our smallest, is 25. So we're seeing a lot of people start with this 5 placement one just to see, right, after their 3 shifts. We've had some centers just go right to the unlimited, but we're trying to make it as accessible as possible. So that 5 and the 10 are definitely our most popular. Does that answer your question? Okay.
And just
Yes.
a reminder, these were based on the sliding fee. There could be possible discounts.
Yeah.
For these. Okay.
Yeah, this is yeah, full price, but then I won't scroll too fast to make you all sick. Every single program can apply for our sliding fee scales. So you would still pay the full price, but what would happen is, besides for unlimited, because that doesn't make sense, but for our like 5 package ones, you would pay the same price, but you would get more placements, if that makes sense. And so yeah, this form's pretty easy. It's just information about your program, like if the owner director is a person of color, if you serve kids with disabilities, if you serve best beginnings. It's just all these different, if you live in a rural area or on a reservation. So yeah, these are the full fees without that. And we have maybe like a third of our programs are on the sliding fee scale. So we definitely encourage it. Okay. Other questions about placement, signing up?
I did have one more question about the onboarding.
Yeah.
About how long does that take to go through?
For a sub or a program?
For the program.
Yeah, very, very quick. I would say it's probably like, so to fill out the form would take 10 minutes. And then after that, we have a phone call with you. And those phone calls go sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes they can be an hour. And it really depends on how many questions the program has. But again, we try to make that orientation have all of the information you really will need. So yeah, it's a pretty, we've had people sign up in a day and then get sub shifts the next day. So we want it to be a pretty quick turnaround.
Great.
Yeah. Other questions? So, my mouse left on me. May was also full of lots of tech issues, so I'm hoping June is better, but we'll see. So at this point, we're hoping you're like, yay, substitute service, I want to help. So we do have a referral program. It is only open to providers. So any owner directors or educators, if you're on ECP and you're a provider, or if you're an existing sub, if you refer another sub who completes orientation, so it's not just referring someone, they have to get through all the classes, you'll get a $25 gift card. We do Amazon, Visa, whatever floats your boat. We might look in the future of upping that. We've done that sometimes based on population of, right, like areas that need it. So, but right now it's 25. So that's a great way to get some extra cash. The other thing is we would love, and I will put this link in the chat, is if you're willing to share materials. So either on Facebook, social media, or hanging them up. We love that. We appreciate it. If you want to take a selfie with it, we'll put it on our social media and celebrate you and give you lots of gold stars. But that link I just put in the chat is all of Raise Montana's materials, and we'll send them out up to 20 per material for free shipping. You don't have to charge anything. If you need a lot more, let us know and we'll figure it out. We might just send it to your R&R and then get it to you that way. But right, this program, we've only been statewide since August, so it's still fairly new. And I think I still hear from providers like, oh, I didn't know you guys were doing this. So again, I think getting the word out, especially in, like, I know from what I've heard, Lewistown is a very like close knit community. So any place you guys can hang these up or spread it, let us know. We support that and we'll send you lots of kudos for that. And then questions. Anything else that's coming up? Questions about how it works, or I don't know what other questions you would have, but definitely open to it. And Charisse too, if there's anything I missed that you think providers especially would like to hear,